Hi, Miss April.
Hi, Hezekiah and Billy.
Hi, Miss April. I'm ecstatic to be here. What do we get to learn today?
We're continuing our series from the book of Daniel.
Oh, splendid. Are we at the part with the Panthera Leo?
Are you talking about Mr. Leo who lives down the road from us? I think Leo is his first name, though.
No, Panthera Leo is the scientific name for lions.
I don't understand why scientists gotta have their own name for everything. Why can't they just use the name everybody else uses?
Well, the binomial nomenclature allows people around the globe to communicate unambiguously.
Oh, but it's always big old long words instead of just short ones. Seems kind of ambiguous to me. So are we at the part with the lions, Miss April?
No, today we're going to learn about a king who made a big mistake.
Right, Nebuchadnezzar.
No, Nebuchadnezzar's grandson, Belshazzar.
Miss April, wasn't that Daniel's Babylonian name?
No, that was Belteshazzar.
Belshazzar and Belshazzar? I ain't hearing a difference, Miss April.
The name that the Babylonians gave Daniel, Belteshazzar, had a T in it. Belteshazzar contained the name of one of the false gods that was worshipped in Babylon, so Daniel continued going by his Hebrew name as much as possible.
Daniel. Dan means judge, and El refers to Elohim, which is Hebrew for God.
That's right. Daniel's name means God is my judge.
I've been learning Hebrew.
Oh, you gotta study another language for school too? Beulah's learning Spanish.
Oh yeah, she was practicing for a test a few weeks ago. Which language are you learning, Billy?
Well, I was gonna see if Pig Latin was an option, but before I could ask about it, my teacher said I should just concentrate on learning English gooder.
Better.
Oh, I know, it's a whole big bunch better than trying to learn a whole nother one.
Are you studying Hebrew in school, Hezekiah?
No, I'm just learning it for fun. I want to be able to read the Old Testament without using a translation like the NIV or the King James Version.
Wow, that would be really cool.
Oh, wait, what was the mistake, Miss April?
Whose? Hezekiah's?
No, that King, Bell Pepper.
Oh, Belshazzar.
Right.
Well, it all began when he decided to throw a big party for 1,000 people.
1,000 people? That would require approximately 62.5 gallons of fruit punch if everyone only had one glass full.
Oh, I love birthday parties. Was his party at the skating rink?
No, it was at his palace.
Did he have a bouncy house with a big old slide?
No.
Face painting?
No.
Someone making balloon animals?
Oh, balloon animals are the best. Giraffes and those short-legged dogs with the long bodies.
A Dachshund?
Guys, Belshazzar's party wasn't a birthday party, and they weren't drinking fruit punch. They were drinking wine.
Oh, well, what was he celebrating?
He didn't really have a reason to celebrate because the Persian army was outside the city of Babylon ready to attack them.
Why would he be hosting a party? He should have been meeting with his military advisors and preparing to defend the city.
That's right, but he arrogantly thought that the city couldn't be defeated.
Why is that?
Because it was surrounded by a very high wall, 10 times the height of this room. It was also wide enough for 5 chariots to fit across it, or 4 of our vehicles today.
Oh, wow, that's a big old bacon.
That was just the outer wall. There was also an inner wall with a moat around it.
What's a moat?
It's a wide, deep area filled with water. With the water between the 2 walls, it would be very hard for an army to get into the city.
I wonder if there was a boat in the moat.
A boat afloat in the moat.
A boat with a goat afloat in the moat.
I vote we stop talking about a boat with a goat afloat in the moat, and we get back to the anecdote.
I vote we put on a coat and stop talking about the boat with a goat.
Billy, let's really stop making rhymes and get back to the story.
Oh, all right.
Was the king's big mistake having the party when there was an army outside the walls?
That was definitely a mistake, but the really big mistake was commanding that some gold and silver cups be brought to the party. Many years earlier, when his grandfather, Nebuchadnezzar, had taken Daniel and his 3 friends from Judah, he had also taken those cups.
Gold and silver, that sounds expensive.
Yes, and also very special. They were taken from God's temple.
Oh, goodness.
Were they going to use them to worship God?
No. Belshazzar had them brought in so he and all his guests could drink wine from them.
Oh, goodness.
He probably wanted to show everyone that he wasn't concerned about the Persian army outside the walls, and may have wanted to remind them of their past victories over Israel and Judah.
How come they were able to take all the cups from the temple in the first place?
Well, 70 years earlier, the people of Judah had been worshiping idols, so God had allowed their enemies in Babylon to conquer them. But now it was time for the Jewish people to be set free.
It was time?
Yes. God had said that they would be captive in Babylon for 70 years, and now that time was up.
Well, did King Belshazzar drink out of the special cups?
Belshazzar. Yes, and while they were drinking out of them, a hand appeared and began writing on the wall.
A disembodied hand?
Yeah, what Hezekiah just said, and also a hand that didn't have an arm or a person attached to it.
Yes, they could only see a hand.
Oh, that sounds scary.
Yes, Belshazzar was terrified.
Wait, did you say the hand was writing on the wall?
Was it making a mural?
No, it wasn't artwork. It was simply 4 words that were written.
Oh, my little brother, Booger Ray, wrote on the wall one time with a marker. He thought he was writing words, but really it was just scribbles. My mama was not happy because the whole room had to be painted. Beulah sure was happy though.
Why is that?
Because it was the walls in her room that got messed up, and she got to get her room painted purple like she'd been wanting to.
I wonder if she's the one who gave your brother the marker.
Oh, I wonder.
It is curiously suspicious.
Well, why don't we give her the benefit of the doubt?
Oh, I'm doubting her all right.
No, I mean that since she's not here to ask, let's believe the best. That she wouldn't do something so sneaky or inconvenient for your parents just to get something she wanted.
Miss April, this is Beulah we're talking about.
Where is Beulah today?
Oh, she had to be at a rehearsal for a musical she's in at school. She's got to wear her goat costume.
A goat costume?
Yeah, she's the goat in The Sound of Music.
I don't remember a goat in The Sound of Music.
It's the part about a goat herder where they're yodeling.
Oh, yes. Does Beulah sing in that scene?
No, she's just attached to some strings and has to pretend she's a puppet.
Oh, wow. I don't think she was expecting to have that part in the musical.
The teacher said she picked Beulah because of her hair.
Oh.
Yes, since she wears her hair in braids, her head could easily fit in the costume.
She could be the goat on the boat afloat in the moat.
Well, I'm sure she's going to do a great job in the play.
Miss April, we went to the practice yesterday and it was awful.
Why?
Well, I like the puppet part because I like puppets a whole big bunch. But Miss April, they busted out and song every couple of minutes. They'd be talking 1 second and then singing the next.
Well, musicals do usually have a lot of music in them, but we should finish our story. Goodness, now, where were we?
Oh, we were talking about the hand that was writing on the wall that Belshazzar was afraid of.
Right.
What were the 4 words that were written?
Well, no one knew at first. The king had his advisors and wise men brought in to try to read it, but they couldn't.
Oh, they couldn't read good? Sometimes if you sound out the letters, you can figure it out.
Were the words in another language like Hebrew?
Some people have suggested that, but remember, King Nebuchadnezzar had originally placed young men from Judah in his group of advisors. They would have been able to read Hebrew, and there were also thousands of Jewish people who lived in Babylon at that time.
Then why couldn't nobody read it?
It may have needed solving first.
Like an encryption.
Yes.
What in the world?
The letters may have been jumbled up somehow, like a puzzle. This would explain why the Bible says that the words couldn't be read.
Did you know that computers were invented to figure out the coded messages during the Second World War?
No.
I ain't ever got to ask Siri or Alexa anything when Hezekiah's around.
Well, no matter the reason that the message on the wall couldn't be read, the important part was that none of Belshazzar's wise men could read it.
What'd they do?
Well, the queen had heard about the dilemma and came in and reminded them that there was someone in the kingdom who could figure it out.
Who?
Was it Daniel?
Yes, Daniel. God had given him the ability to tell Belshazzar's grandfather not only the interpretation of his dreams, but what the dream was. So God could help him with this challenge too.
Oh, right.
The king sent for Daniel and offered him purple clothes, a gold necklace, and the chance to be the third highest ruler in the kingdom if he could read and interpret the message.
A gold necklace? A whole bunch of the Atlanta Braves players has a gold necklace. Oh, I wish I had me one.
Well, I guess Beulah would have liked the purple outfit, which symbolized royalty and importance.
Miss April, I just remembered that in my world history class, they said that Nabonidus was the last king of Babylon.
What now?
Nabonidus. You're right, Hezekiah. For many years, historians pointed out that there was no record of a King Belshazzar of Babylon. They even suggested that the Bible was wrong. But then something was found that was very important.
What?
Well, I know you like three-dimensional shapes, Hezekiah. The object that was found was named because of its shape.
Was it a triangle?
3D would be a pyramid.
Nope, it wasn't a pyramid.
Was it a dodecahedron?
Is that a Hebrew word that means a square?
No, it's a polyhedron with 12 faces and 30 edges.
12 faces? Like iPhone emojis? There's smiley faces and sad faces.
Guys, it was a cylinder. It contained a message that King Nabonidus had written on it. Here, I have a picture of the Nabonidus cylinder.
Oh.
All those symbols on it is a language, and it describes how Nabonidus went away from Babylon and left his son Belshazzar in charge.
Oh, that's why Belshazzar could only offer Daniel the third highest position, because he was in the second position and his dad was first.
That's right. This cylinder proved that the Bible and Daniel had been correct all along.
Oh, magnificent.
So what was the message on the wall, Miss April? Could Daniel solve the puzzle?
Yes. First, he reminded Belshazzar how his grandfather Nebuchadnezzar had lost his kingdom because of pride, and he pointed out that Belshazzar should have learned from that event. Then he said that the message represented 4 Hebrew words, Mene Mene, which was the same word repeated twice, then Tekel and Perez.
Oh, number, weigh, and divide.
Wow, you really have been studying Hebrew, Hezekiah. That's right.
What did it mean, though? Wait, numbers and weighing and dividing? Is this going to involve math, Miss April?
No. It meant that God had numbered Belshazzar's time as king, and it was at an end. Belshazzar had been weighed on God's scales, and he was not satisfactory, and now his kingdom was being divided from him.
Oh, goodness.
That very night, the Persian army came into the city and took the kingdom of Babylon away from Belshazzar.
How'd they get in with all them walls and moats?
Well, they had gone upstream of the Euphrates River, which provided the water for the moat, and they blocked the water so that some of it went in another direction.
That would have made the water in the moat lower.
That's right. Because of that, the army was able to go underneath the walls where the water came in.
Oh, well, he sure did make a big old mistake throwing a party and not getting ready for battle.
Yes, and because of that, there wasn't even a battle. The Persians slipped in and took over before anyone could even try to stop them. But the real mistake was using the cups from the temple for his party and not showing any concern for how this disrespected God.
Speaking of cups, is there a snack today, Miss April?
Yes, we have granola bars and fruit punch, but not 62.5 gallons of it.
Oh, we don't have 1,000 people, so, let's see, 20 times 8 ounces, which is 240 milliliters.
I think our large container of punch is going to be plenty. Why don't you guys get the cups?
Oh, the plastic solo cups, not any silver or goldens from the temple.
Right.